Hello everyone, it's Woda again. Time for another Google Sheets tutorial. This time I'm talking about data validation. You're probably asking, what is data validation? Well, maybe there's sometimes in Sheets where you're going to have some people filling this out for you, or maybe you're filling it out for yourself and you're super forgetful like me, and you want everything to be the way it should be, the way it's intended to be. So, for example, in this situation here, in this example, I've got job title, right? This column of job title. But over here, I also have a list of job titles. And really, I only want the answers in this column to be one of these options. The main reason for me, at least, to do this is because when I'm analyzing data, it's going to count misspelled words as two different pieces of data instead of the same kind of thing. It's going to treat it differently, and I am terrible at spelling. So I use data validation a lot for that purpose. So to do that, again, we just want this column, excluding this top here. We just want this data here to only be options from over here. So the way that I will do that is I will, as always, highlight a selection of data here. And really the most powerful thing you can do right now is right click, because most of the options you're going to need to do are going to be over here anyways. But if you scroll down to the bottom of that, you're going to see a thing called data validation. So I'm going to click on that, and this little window pops up. So it's this is what it's describing here. What cell range requires the data validation, and I selected that first, so that's already filled in. That's why I did that. What criteria I like for that data to meet? Now there are options here. There's a drop down, a list from a range, a list of items, so I can go in there and separate all the items by comma or whatever. I'll show you why I didn't do it that way in a second. Or I can require it to be a number, or it has to be text, or it has to be a date, and then you can customize it otherwise here, checkboxes and whatnot. So I'm going to choose select a list from a range, right? And so now we're set up for that. A couple ways you can do that, and the way we're going to do it here is over here. It's going to say, well, define the range. Tell me what range you're asking for here. So I'm going to hit the little box here, and that's going to kind of move this thing. Let's move him out of the way. And we're going to say this. Now I'm going to select more than I have on the list, and I'll show you why here in a second. So I've got that. I'm going to click OK. It's going to bring this back. It says, should I show a drop-down box? Well, yeah, I think so. That'd be handy, but you can remove that if you don't like the drop-down box. So what should happen if someone puts something in there that isn't what I want it to be? Show a warning. Now that will show them a warning, but it will let them put the wrong data in there. Or you can lock it down and say, nope, just don't let them do anything with it. Typically I go with show warning because maybe there's something that I forgot. So I'll let them do that. And then what it'll do is if you put the wrong thing in there, it'll put a little red triangle that'll let you know that's not meeting the criteria, and you can go back and analyze that for yourself. And then lastly, show appearance, show validation help text. Sure. Why not? Well, no, let's not do that. Okay. So, so we've got this all set up. I'm going to hit save, and you'll notice the drop-down boxes appear. Now, when you click on the drop-down box, boom, look at that. It's exactly what's in the range that we told it to, right? Accounting, customer service, human resources, blah, blah, blah. All right. Now, the reason that I selected this all the way down here is because what if I did forget something, right? If I forgot warehouse, is that in there? No. Right? Is that how you spell warehouse? This is a great time to check out the spelling function. Well, I typed something in wrong. Told you I'm terrible. All right, so now I've added warehouse to this range, right? And remember, I defined that range as all the way down here with a lot of different blank spaces. The reason for that now is if I go over here, warehouse now appears on the list, right? So, you can continue to expand and move on from that. Now, if I were to type over here, just type, let me show you that part, boss, right? It's going to let me, but it says invalid. Input must fall within specified range, right? That little thing will flag that for me to let me know that that's spelled wrong or something's up. Something is amiss there. So that is data validation. I think it's super handy. Maybe it doesn't make sense to you, maybe if you're brand new to this, why you would want to do that. I promise you, as you get to become a Google Sheets power user, that's going to be something that you're going to lean on a lot just to make sure your data looks the way that it's supposed to look. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you ever need any help from me, you can get a hold of me at wodajr@collins-cc.edu. That's on Gmail or Google Chat, or you can get me on Twitter at mrwoda. Have a great day. Bye.